Looks like we are going to be talking about the chakra system this week. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, it's Michelle Patterson here with Angel Souls, and this is your weekly angelic reading for the week beginning June 4th, 2018. Let's go right into it. So we have this whole chakra system sort of drawn out. I don't know if you can see it. And then these lines that kind of went around it. So that is your energetic frequency, right? How it flows through your physical body, but also your own little biosphere, right? So we have here the words unlock, unlodge, frequencies, okay? And then we have Sandalphon coming in, who's all about healing through sound frequency and music, being grounded. We have Archangel Ariel, who's also about being grounded and detoxifying through nature. Gabriel is all about nurturing and helping with the sacral chakra, okay? So the seat of creativity, the emotional body. And also Raphael to help with healing the heart chakra. So we have these arrows pointing towards, looks like the throat, the heart, and the sacral chakra. So these are things that we need to be made aware of in this coming week. So you, as individuals, you might have an event or something that happens. And they're even saying now turbulent waters. And yes, I know there's flooding going on, and God bless everybody who's being affected by that at this time. But I think to the turbulent waters, for those who are not in flood affected areas, it's going to be less literal, right? Water represents emotions. So there could be something that you feel sensitive about. It could be something where, yeah, it's almost like a moment where you really have to speak your truth. And maybe you haven't been able to previously, or you're starting to get clarity. So if you need help with that, you can also work with Archangel Michael. So you're getting clarity about a situation, maybe something that you were involved with, or they're saying the way that you took something, the way you saw something, okay? So now you're seeing it in a different light. You have more information coming about. But even though this can be feeling like turbulent waters or turbulent emotions, it's wonderful. This is a really, really wonderful time to unlock, unlodge. I'll add in unleash. Okay, now that doesn't mean unleash your temper, right? We're not talking about that. But what we're talking about is we get a lot of stuck emotions, and it'll just cramp up your entire life, right? It's like, the things that you want to make happen, it doesn't flow. Or you maybe you've had something happen to you, and the idea that you're undeserving or that you're dirty, broken, an embarrassment, whatever the case may be. If that got embedded in you through abuse, right? A lot of people have been abused, and we get so used to it that we don't even really acknowledge it, And we have this whole thing of telling people, especially guys, man up, get over it. Oh my gosh, you're such a victim. We have ways of, in a mainstream kind of way to diminish people who are going through pain or who have been abused. Now, again, that's not to encourage victimization, but when we have the throat chakra highlighted here, which we do, with the heart chakra, with the sacral chakra, some of you are going to be coming out and saying what happened to you. And maybe it had to do with some sort of sexual abuse, okay? Some of you might just be healing some emotions, right? Especially with that heart and sacral chakra, and releasing some of those stuck emotions that we've been talking about, but through speaking, writing, however you want to do that, through communication, okay? So first you have to get clear with yourself and be honest. The throat chakra is about honesty too. well, speaking your truth. But like being honest with yourself and not allowing yourself to sort of tuck it away and not, they're saying processing. You're bringing it up for processing. Okay. Now, there could be a lot of people out there who are like, I've not been abused. Lucky you. How does this affect me? It's the same kind of thing. This is being brought up, and especially with these archangels here. It's interesting that there are 4, because it almost feels like directions, right? Like really making sure you're covered. But this is evening out, unlocking anything. You gotta have some sort of locked up emotion. So that is something that you're going to be discovering this week. But there is fine tuning your frequency around your body. Okay, so doing any kind of sound healing. Especially be careful with kind of music that you listen to. I give this example all the time. I know somebody who really, really loves like rough music, and then, you can tell that this person has some agitation, right? And then they're wondering like, why am I like this? Well, why do I get so aggravated about things? Why do I explode? Why do I have my temper? Well, it's the kind of frequency that you're putting within you. Yes. So be very, very careful about that. Interestingly enough, for some reason this week, I've been really attracted to listening to opera, which I haven't done in a very long time. I used to study opera. I was training to be a singer, and I ended up going into theater instead, and then I ended up here. So we're from opera and music to theater to writing to here. So there you go. But, I really wanted to hear that. And there was something about the voices when they hit that, that crystal clear pitch, and it does something to me. And I just felt calmer. Now, I can't wait to see the comments on this one. People and their opinions about opera. But, just think about that. What kind of music, you don't have to listen to opera, but I'm just saying like what makes you happy. All right. So be careful with the lyrics that you're hearing. Metatron, hi. Yeah, think teachable moments. Say that again. Bright-eyed. I don't know what that means. I just heard bright-eyed. I wonder if that means like you're opening up your third eye. I don't know what that means. But the energy of Metatron is, very much about teaching and learning and growing. Okay, so releasing anything that has been ancestral. Patterns within your own family. What did you pick up? What were you taught as a child about yourself? What were you taught about relationships? What were you taught about money? Were you taught that money is scarce and, you have to be afraid because at any moment it could all go? If you're still carrying that with you, guess what? It's going to play out in your world. One of the things that I've observed a lot of stuff in doing the work that I do. It's been the biggest gift. But one of the things I hear a lot is, I can't afford your readings. I can't do this. I can't afford this. And sometimes people are saying, I can't afford your courses, and some of them are like, there's like a little thing up for $1.99, and they're saying, I can't afford that. That is a pattern that I think is incredibly common, right? Or if your family was always in debt, you might think that that's just normal. Right? So this is the time to look at yourself and go, am I coming from a place of I can't, or that I always have to preserve my money because money is scarce? It's that time that we're looking at that. Same thing as it goes with love and also like family patterns with health. So that's a big one too. So if let's say you've had a lot of sick people in your family, and maybe you've had no physical symptoms or any sign, or maybe you have a completely different lifestyle than the people who got sick, right? I mean, it doesn't mean that you're going to get it, right? So that, and I know people love to fight that because people want to hang on and say, no, it does mean that. Well, good luck. Good luck, because you're actually bringing that into your frequency. And I think that's what this is talking about. Okay, so you could kind of be in charge of your own destiny here. All right. So then it says time to look at what is normally unseen, which would be us as energetic beings. Release the layers, the hurts, what have you been taught to believe? And then they said turbulent waters. This one. Let's talk about this one. Interlopers deceive to lower frequency. Explain with love. That's something I have talked about for a very, very, very long time, and people hate hearing it. So buckle up. Here we go. Interlopers. These would be the people that come in and they pretend that they're perfect. They pretend they've got all the answers. They pretend they're wiser than everybody else. They pretend that because they meditate every day that puts them above other people. These are the people who go off on a spiritual retreat for 3 years. And 3 years, people do this. And then they come back and they think they're so much more enlightened than the person who's actually still maybe in their human story, right? And in a lot of those cases, they're calling them interlopers for very good reason. And this gets a little conspiracy theory, I suppose, but hang with me, as always, right? But what I think this is talking about is, especially the spiritual community, it has been so infiltrated by people who have bad intentions. And they're posing as spiritual light forces, and they are not. And they're here to make everybody else feel bad so that you think you need them, so that you will pay them, so that, you know what I'm saying? And that can happen on several different levels, okay? So, we always talk about be careful what kind of reader you go to, but this would also go into, I've had a few of them come my way, these interlopers. These would be the people who they do get a reading, for example, and they purposely scramble their energy so that when I'm tuning in, I'm like, I always feel it. I'm like, you're scrambling your energy. But before, I used to be kind of too timid to say anything about it. I was too afraid, that they would think badly of me. So, but I can feel when someone's trying to throw me off. And I would try to give them a reading and then come back and be like, ha ha ha, you were so off. That's so not me. I actually gave you the information from my friend. So that was just meant to humiliate me and drag me down. I had one person who ended up being one of the most unbelievable narcissists. I love that word, narcissist that I've ever been able to pinpoint. And he came back and said, well, your reading was really vague, but it was good. I mean, it was okay, but it was really vague. It wasn't vague. He just did that to tear me down. Why am I telling you this? Also watch the people who kind of get sucked into that energy, and then they say, don't call it out, don't rock the boat, stop, don't be so negative, you're so negative, all you do is complain, clock it, it'll be down below. They'll make themselves known. Always watch. But I think what this is saying, start calling that stuff out. It doesn't mean you have to go out there and yell at the person, but really just even if you have to say it out loud to yourself, be like, oh, I see it. Okay, nope. Nope. Anytime anybody pretends to be perfect, that's a pretty good sign that you might want to step back and away from them. Okay? So I think that there's kind of the whole beware thing. And not letting them get into our energy and not letting them steal from us. Cool? Okay, let's get on to the cards. All right, everyone. So as usual, I'm going to be using the Crystal Oracle by Rochelle Sharman, the Inesagal deck, the Healing Color Oracle. All the information is down below about what decks that I use. If you'd like to get a personal reading with me, the link is down below for that as well. And just go to angelsouls444.com, the services page. I am running still a little bit ahead of schedule. I didn't double check it before I started recording, but I want to say it's roughly around 15 days right now. I have up until 20 days to get the reading to you, so please do not be reaching out and saying, where's my reading? Okay, I have up to 20 days to get it to you, but as always, if I can get it to you faster, I will. If you would like to check out my courses at Gumroad, the information is down below as well. If all goes well, I will try to record the new videos for the workshop series. So that would be one where we focus on healing, one where we focus on prosperity, one where we focus on love, of course, and one where we focus on gratitude. So as soon as I can get those up and loaded, that's the part that takes the longest, but I will definitely be letting you guys know. Again, that information is down below. And thank you all for supporting me on Patreon. If you would like to be a Patreon supporter, you know where to go. All right, so let's get into it. All right. Oh, is that right? Did you guys see that? Did I have my cards too low for you to see that? It like popped right out, flipped around, and we're running with it. There it is. Kunzite, self-love. Oh God, that's exactly what this is. That's what this is, right? It's taking care of your own energetic field. And with this, we want to work on having the frequency of judgment, okay? Towards ourselves, towards others. Like seriously, we got to work on that, right? Seriously, because, a lot of judgment, just makes more judgment because people want to get defensive. And, I'm like that too. When somebody's judging me, I'm like, hey, don't you judge me. You're judgmental, because we're human, right? So really pay attention to what you need this week. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. Right? If you're like, Michelle, I feel like my job, I don't want to do it. Well, if you really do feel like you need a day off, or you need, some time to just take care of you, by all means do it. Now, kunzite is an incredibly powerful crystal for the love frequency. This can absolutely, don't skip ahead and try to draw in love if you're not going to do self-love, okay? Because then you're an energy sucker, right? So you need to be your own well of love. It can't be put on somebody else to make you happy, right? That's how, these people who are out there going, I want love, I want love, I want love. They want validation, validation, validation. They want someone to fill them up and make them happy. It doesn't work like that, right? So if they do get into a relationship like that, one of the partners is going to burn out. Okay, but when you come from, and that's what kunzite really helps with, when you come from this powerful space of, I love myself, I know I can take care of myself, I don't depend on anybody else to make me happy, then you have a chance, if you get into a relationship with another healthy person, to have a good, healthy relationship, right? So let that be a thought on your mind this week. Okay, I got to get the cards back. I laid them down. I got all excited. All right. Cool. Oh, it's hot under these lights. I just got a wave of heat. Oh, okay. So, Pneumite healer. Look at this, guys. Extreme healing, and focusing on self-healing. Now, of course, if you want to reach out to a practitioner or something like that, you can always do that. But this is saying take accountability. Take accountability for your own good, energetic health. Now, you guys know I'm always saying you have to treat the entire body. Okay. It would be maybe a little silly to only, well, not silly, but to only see yourself as one layer. It's not silly. I should see judgment. Okay, there's my lesson. Don't put judgment around it. But I'm always about taking, like I said, a well-rounded approach to your wellness. So if this is the week where maybe you're seeing your medical doctor about something, or maybe you're in therapy, and then you're doing some energetic work as well, yeah. That's good stuff. And, of course, if you're with somebody and some professional and you realize this week, I don't know if I'm feeling it with this therapist. I'm not sure if my doctor doesn't take me seriously. My doctor just keeps telling me, just do this, this, and this, and not listening to what I have to say. You're going to find a new healer for yourself. Okay? Pretty cool. I love it so far. Hematite grounding. Okay, so we had Sandalphon come through with the grounding. We had Ariel come through with the grounding. And here we go. And hematite is very protective. So this has a feeling of sort of not pushing everybody out of your existence, but really kind of going, you know what? Let me work on this. Let me work on me. I need to work on my own good health. So that whole part, we have to kind of unlock your energy to let things come on out, to let them be seen, to let them be processed, to tune your frequency. You can work with Archangel Raziel, right? You can work with Archangel Raziel as well. But also staying very, very grounded. How often have you seen people come forward and they're almost in denial? Like, my spiritual path has been nothing but sunshine and roses, Again, it's not that we have to look at them and go, you're crazy, or that's not my experience, therefore it can't be your experience. But I think it only gets dangerous when those people try to say, this is the way that you should feel, or else you're not doing it right. That's where, like I said, that gets a little dangerous. But that is, very apparent that that person is not grounded, okay? So make sure you're being balanced. Make sure that, all the self-love that you're doing is very balanced so that you're not, taking advantage of somebody else because you see that as an act of self-love. Or you're not blaming somebody else for all of your problems. You're taking accountability, okay? Very, very, very grounded approach, okay? They're saying we need to be very present in this physical world. I love it. I love it. You guys know this is one of my favorite cards in this deck. It's Cocoxanite, and it is New Beginnings. So, who are the new beginnings for? Anybody who wants one. Okay. So I would even recommend, it's kind of funny. I'm going to be doing all those meditation videos today. And I'm going to try to start writing longer meditations and getting those recorded. And I will probably, I haven't really thought this through, but I'll probably go ahead and load it up on YouTube so you can listen for free if you want. But if you want it as a download, like you want to have a copy of it like on your computer, that'll be up over at Gumroad. I always keep those as affordable as possible. So, again, projects, right? Okay. So let's get that color card. The black one underneath. All right. What just hit me? Oh, my pen is rolling at me. Here, I'll put that there. All right. So, let's see. Wow. Okay, so the tide is turning. This is not something that feels typical, okay? So we're now finally, it almost feels like a graduation point. Now I don't want to say like, this week all of humanity graduates and we all did great. Yay, hurrah, let's go have a drink. Like, I'm not saying that, but this feels like the week where everything that we've been hanging on to because we thought we needed to for some reason, it gets to go because we're free now. We're free of that. I don't know why this is popping in my head, but when you can finally go through and shred like really old taxes because there's just no need for them anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? It's kind of that feeling like you're free of having to store. Yeah, that's how you don't have to store this energy anymore. Okay. So let's get the color card. The color card is Ruby, Rejuvenate Your Body. The number is 8. That is hilarious. And Ruby is also, dang it with the glare. Okay, Ruby is also a love card in a lot of ways. So you're really, and please, let's talk about rejuvenating your body. Rejuvenating your body doesn't mean having your insides on the outside. Like you're so muscular that like your whole... like your whole muscular system is bulging through. I keep doing this. I keep like putting my arm in front of the camera. But what that means is rejuvenate your body in the way that is right for your particular body. We have this very unhealthy thing going on in the world where it's like a lot of pressure to have a flat stomach, six-pack abs. People who have those things, they want to inspire others. For what? Where are you going with them arms? I mean, are you going to war? If you're not, then no, really, like, where are you going with all that? If it's not healthy, if you're naturally fit and you love bodybuilding, that's fantastic. But the feeling here is to not take that impression of perfection, which is so limited, and then think that you're going to lead others into your camp, because that in and of itself is saying this is the way to live. You feel me? Okay. So having a broader acceptance. Okay. Some people are just meant to be curvy. Okay. And just for as many people that are curvy, you'll see a lot of people who have a lot of problems with that. I had a coworker who every day at lunch, she would stick her face in my food and go, "That's not low calorie. I mean, I know you got a salad, but you put dressing on the side. That's not low calorie. You'll never lose weight that way." and she thought she was helping. We're done with that. That's just one example of how that can go. Or men, you know, you got to be ripped or you're not worthy. That is, you be healthy and move your bodies in the way that feels right for you. Remember, the idea here is to rejuvenate, not to overtax the body, okay? Not to put your body in constant stress mode. Again, if you're somebody who really likes fitness, I'm not saying you're bad. I'm just saying, you know, there are people out there who, remember, we're working on judgment this week. So, you know, who want to judge others because they don't look exactly like them. That's just a bad idea across the board, okay? Every single human is its own, he, she, the duality there is that expression of the divine, okay? So everything we see in other people, we have that in us too, right? So we got to be in this together, essentially, for this to work. But if you notice, the whole theme here, between the Autowrite, the cards, new beginnings, letting the load off of even having to judge one another. That doesn't mean that if you set a boundary that you're judging. All right. If someone is just disrespectful to you, remember, we're processing some abuse patterns. So if someone is disrespectful to you, find your voice, get your emotions, strong. And that doesn't mean fight necessarily. It just means, you're just not going to take it anymore. Okay? Whatever that means, however you need to help yourself. Okay. So we're going to leave it there. Have a beautiful week. And of course, I'm sending you so much love. Take care.